In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a process bar at the top of your app so that you can see which step that the user is on, like this. So this would be when you first create a record after you've completed creating it, so step 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first thing that you need to do is to make the images. You can do this on a few different types of software. For this example, I have used PowerPoint. So the way that I've done this is just attach the SoftTools logo on top and then added circles with a line throughout them. And then I've copied that a few times, filling in each circle as you go. Then you just need to make sure that they are grouped as one image each and save the picture as so. So I'm just calling this step 0 and go through and do the same for the others as well. Now, once you've done this, you've got all of your images saved. You need to find the image IDs. So the way to do that, first of all, is to set up your fields and templates. To do this, you'll need to go into App Studio and create one image field for each of your images that you've created. So I have done 5 from step 0 to step 4. And all you need to do is add, scroll down to image, give it a label and an ID, and then click save. And then you repeat this for however many steps you have. Then a very similar process for templates. So as you can see here, I've got a template for each of my steps. So you'd add in your title and your ID, click save. Then you'll be able to design your templates, go into the template and find the image field that you've just created and add it in. You won't need anything else in these templates except the image, and just click span to make sure it goes across the template and save. So depending on whether you're on a live site or not, the next step is a bit different. If you are not on a live site, so this won't affect any ongoing processes or anyone's data, then you can create a form like this, images before, and it will just be a hidden one. So if it's not a live site, it's not going to affect anyone. However, if you're doing it on a live site and you want to make sure that no one sees the form before the process is done, then the way to do that is to create the form and then go into form rules and add in a rule to make sure that no one else can see this. So for example, you'd have a filter and then pick a field ID that you know is going to be used. So in this case, do I have a date field? I know that everyone is going to fill in the date field, so I'll just add date equals, and then usually we just put XXX because this is not a value that any date field would ever have. So this is always in place. So if the date is not equal to XXX, so all the time, then you'll hide it for whichever teams that are live that you don't want to see this. And then once you have done this and you have added your templates into the form, click save, publish, and then come back into your app and resync. You should be able to see something like this. So as you can see, each of these has a field which is an image field, and they are all blank at the moment. I did just delete an image from this top field because I hadn't deleted it from the last test run. So next thing you'll need to do is upload the correct image into each of these fields, like so. So step 0, you would add your step 0 into. Step 1, the same, and you would go through and do this for each of them. Once you have made sure that each of these has the correct image in them, and you can see that they are in the right order, etc., what you can do then is you'll need to export this record. The reason why you do this is because you need to find the image ID so that you can then use this as a default image. So I'll walk you through this. First thing to do is go to the Actions menu, Open, and click Export. You'll see that it will automatically do it as a CSV, and this is the format that you'd like. It will export, and then you'll be able to see it here. Open up this export, and then you'll need to find the correct image fields that you had just created. So for myself, I did step 0 to step 4, so you can see them here. You'll notice that for each field, you do have multiple columns. So you've got step 1, file name, file size, and file type. You do not need to worry about any of the others. You're just looking for the first column. So this is the one that just says step 1 with nothing after it, and this will give you the image ID. So it's this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. What you'll need to do is go to each of these, copy that image ID, so I've used step 4 here, go into the step 4 field, scroll down to expressions, and then in this default initial value box, which will be empty when you open it like this, you just need to paste in that image ID that you've just created from the CSV. Click Save, go through and do the exact same for the others as well, and then publish. Now, what you've done here is meant that every time you create a new record, each of these image fields will automatically be populated with these images. If I show you an example, so test, and then I'm just going to check where I just uploaded. There you go. So now you have templates with each of the images within them. So the next step is to then implement the process. So the way that you do this will depend very much on how your app is set up and what your processes are. So for example, it might be run off of an expression where if they have filled in a field, then that process is complete. Or it could be that they click a button to say that step 1, for example, is complete. There's a number of ways that you could do it, but for this example, I am using bit fields to demonstrate this. So for example, step 0 could be done after they have clicked this little tick here. And I've kept them all together in a separate form just to demonstrate a bit easier. Now what you'll need to do is to add in these templates that you've already created into the desired template that you want them to show up on, the desired form, that you want them to show up on, as well as set out form rules to make sure that the processes move alongside the steps that the user takes. So if you go back into App Studio, into Forms, and then the form that I want this process step to show in is the test one. So I will add all of my step templates here, and all of them want to be above my input template. So the example template is the one where the users will go in and fill in details. So you'll add templates, here, and make sure you click hide header. This will mean that they don't have the title on top of the process step. They will just see the image on its own. And you do this for each of your steps as shown. So afterwards, you should have, for example, 5 steps, all of them with hidden headers, and then your input template, so your example there. Now what you want to do is add in the form rules. So what I've done here is that step 0, so the first step, will be hidden anytime that the complete step 0 is true. And then you can see that this is the same for the rest of them. So complete step 1 equals true, hide step 1 and 2, etc. What I've also done here is make sure that if the complete step 0 is false, then step 1 is also hidden, which means that for every template that you have, -1 for the bit field. If that is false, then you want the target template to also be hidden. This is because otherwise you would end up with a bunch of process step images all at once at the top of the screen. So this means that only if step 0 is not complete or step 1 is complete, step 1 will be hidden. For more information on form rules, we have a few support articles and community posts. But this is the template structure that I'm going to do. So I'll click Save, Publish, Resync. Here we go. So this means that I haven't done any of the processes within this record. And then if I say that step 0 has been complete, it shows me step 1. And then step 1 has been complete, so step 2, etc. And then when step 3 is complete, then step 4. So I hope this has helped. Please head over to our community posts and support articles page for any more information. Thank you.